It was an incredible evening filled with much kindness and much generosity, and the members of B'nai B'rith responded by raising over $100,000 towards badly needed renovations on our 172-year-old floor, as you can imagine.
That's what encourages many of us to give, is the stories that affect our own lives. And I often say in my own business, people don't care how much you know, they want to know how much you care. And I think that's so true, and certainly Mike sounds to be of your experience.
And finally, thank all of you. You are absolutely wonderful. Thank you for giving, and please continue, because it matters so much to this community that you are donors and that you continue to donate. Our hospitals are so important to us. We all use them. But tonight, we're going to recognize Jennifer Fisher. And Jennifer has been involved with UHKF and with the hospitals for a good long time. So I'm just delighted that Jennifer is the recipient. She was on our board in the earlier years of UHKF, as well as serving on the board of the Foundation for KGH and Providence Care, right? So she has been absolutely instrumental in helping us through all the financial aspects of running a board and managing this huge amount of money that this generous Southeastern Ontario has donated. She's been a generous donor herself. She's opened doors for us to other donations, both through her company and through her personal connections. And that's a huge thing. I mean, I've often said it's not hard to ask for money for the hospitals because everybody cares. Everybody cares about the hospitals and everybody wants to help and support them. But, you know, people don't just wake up in the morning and say, I think I'll give to the hospital today. They have to be asked. And Jennifer hasn't been shy about helping us ask. And that really means a lot. And she's not only asked, but then thanked donors and been a part of the phone messages that you sometimes get to say, thanks for your gift. She's participated in all areas of our healthcare system, and I'd like to ask Jennifer to come forward and accept this award.
I just wanted to say that I'm very humbled to receive this award because of the individual for whom this award is named, and I'm also honored to be in a group with the recipients in previous years of this award. These are all individuals for whom I have a huge amount of respect. We all need health care, and we are fortunate to have the quality of the services that we have in the Kingston area. We all benefit from the fundraising results for our hospitals. I feel privileged to be able to have contributed, as I have, to the success of the fundraising by the University Hospitals Kingston Foundation. Bringing all the fundraising for all of the Kingston hospitals under one organization has proved successful in how much funds we've been raised to date and the strong base for continuing to raise needed funds going forward. So thank you for the recognition.
I'm very pleased to be here again this year, and it's a very humbling experience to see how much giving goes on, and then to hear how all of those monies are being used at the hospital. There's a lot of work going on there. So congratulations to the hospital on their great improvements. I'm here today, as Denise mentioned, to present this award on behalf of the Davies Charitable Foundation and the family in general. And the Davies Charitable Foundation was created in 1990 after Michael sold the newspaper. The purpose of the foundation is to support individuals and registered charitable organizations within Kingston and the region in areas of arts, education, health, and sports. Since its inception, the Davies Charitable Foundation has supported almost 500 individuals and organizations, and we're about to hit the $10 million mark in giving that amount. And this is where I have my 2 cents, and I'm going to change the title of this award because it's always a mouthful. The prestigious Davies Award for Philanthropic Leadership. I think we'll just shorten it to the Davies Award for the remainder of the speech. They're awarded annually on behalf of the Kingston Hospital Foundations to individuals or organizations who have demonstrated outstanding leadership benefiting our hospitals and ultimately the care of our families, friends, and neighbors. Presented by my parents, Michael and Elaine Davies, the first award was offered through the Kingston General Hospital Foundation in honor of its 25th anniversary back in 2005, and that was to the inaugural recipient, Justice William J. Henderson, and so it's a pleasure to hear that he's also being honored with a development at the hospital. Nominations for the awards come from the Kingston Hospital's community, staff, board, and board committee members, patients, volunteers, and donors like you. So I encourage you to get in contact with Denise and her office and put names forward. And this year, I'm delighted to announce that there are 2 winners. The B'nai B'rith Lodge of Kingston, I apologize for that mispronunciation, and Elizabeth Dobbs Jones. The B'nai B'rith Lodge Kingston is an organization that was established in 1934 that since 1998 has provided over $250,000 to Kingston's hospitals and made a commitment to continue to support our hospitals for years to come. This organization is a leader in our community that goes beyond financial assistance to helping to ensure that Kingston and southeastern Ontario is a community where families, children, seniors, and individuals alike can live a life to its full potential. They have an outstanding track record of dedication to helping to meet the important needs in our community and continue to provide outstanding support for numerous community organizations through advocacy and civic engagement in addition to financial aid. I would invite Richard Kizel, Adam Coven, Lauren Malinoff, Michael Robinson, and Michael Springer to come up on behalf of their organization and accept the award on behalf of B'nai B'rith.
I'm Richard Kizel, and the first thing I'd like to say is how your parents, Elaine and Michael Davies, have been such role models of giving to this community for so long and making such a difference. I'm not going to speak very long, but everyone here knows how important the hospitals are. And certainly at our B'nai B'rith Lodge, we felt that for a long time. And the people that were up with me today, I just want to give you a little sense of history. Jay Abramsky, he didn't say he was coming, but thankfully he came. His father was our top ticket seller for so many years. His grandfather was involved right at the beginning. Michael Springer came up. His brothers, his uncle, his grandfather, his cousins have all been involved. Michael Robinson, he was up here, and his father, his uncle, and his cousins have been involved. Lauren Malinoff came up, his son and his father were involved. I think you see a common theme that they kind of, the older generation passed the torch from one generation to the next. How long we continue it, I don't know, but it's been a great run, and it's been really nice to be recognized. And our hope is that we keep that enthusiasm going. All the members of our lodge aren't here. There's about another 6 or 7, but they all come with family and friends and cousins and past history of giving and giving to the hospitals. And Tim, you know what that's like, being a longtime Kingstonian of, I think you go back great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather.
Who have contributed, and that's what makes Kingston great, is people continuing the long traditions of family and support to community. Thank you.
On to our second recipient, Elizabeth Dobbs Jones, which many of you will know as Liz, and you recall that she worked for the foundation as Associate Director of Major and Planned Gifts until her retirement last year in June 2014. You may not know that since 1992, Liz has made gifts through payroll deductions, by mail, at special events, at purchasing auction items, by donating auction items, through memorial gifts, and by purchasing a life insurance policy to benefit the hospital. And further, she and her husband Mike even chose to celebrate their marriage by asking for donations to the foundation instead of wedding gifts. In fact, I'm told that Liz has made more than 400 donations to the Hospital Foundation in the past 23 years. That's amazing. And since her retirement, Liz has continued to help the foundation in her fundraising efforts by participating in the UHKF Relay for Life team, where she raised over $50,000 herself. And those monies went towards the dermatology clinic that David mentioned earlier. Further to this, when UHKF launched its new Cheers to Your Health event, Liz was instrumental in securing the help of Mac Voisin, founder and CEO of M&M Food, to host a Cheers event on Simcoe Island. And Liz worked tirelessly to ensure the success of the event. And I think the word, I added this, I think the word success doesn't quite do it justice. Through her efforts, they raised over $100,000 at that single event. And that went towards the MRI project at KGH. So Liz is obviously passionate about helping others and helping to improve the health care for the people in our region. And she's been extremely generous with her own time and money, and encourages and inspires others to do the same. And I'm told that if Liz walked into a room and you didn't know her, she would introduce herself by saying, "We're all just friends who haven't met yet." And so I would like to invite this new friend of mine to come up and receive her award and to say a few words.
There we go.
Thanks to the outstanding care of Kingston's hospitals and the thousands of prayers that have been directed my way, I'm standing here today in stable health to humbly accept this honor. And for those of you who know my sense of humor, I say if I have to carry around an extra 75 pounds, she might as well have a name, so I named her after my medication. So Maggie and I travel everywhere together, and she's doing her job. Anyway, oops. Oh, sorry. I'd just like to say that in the 20 years that Tim has referred to, I'd say there was influence from 3 areas, and the first, of course, was my own dad, who was never wealthy financially, but his generosity made him look like a millionaire with the things that he did, and that certainly carries through. And the second is the Davies family, because I was one of those fortunate people who was able to witness in the early 90s as the Davies Charitable Foundation was established. And Michael Davies was the chair of our Together We Can, not Together We Can, it was Healthcare 2000 at the time. And to watch how a family who had worked so hard for generations, when they sold their business, they had a large family, and we always hear about people saying, well, I have to leave my money to my kids and I have to, you know, look after family. Well, they did, but also you just heard that they've given to over 500 organizations and individuals since establishing the Davies Charitable Foundation. And I truly believe that what better gift to give our kids than the gift of philanthropy. And I know now that the children of Michael and Elaine are the trustees, and they've carried that even on further to the next generation. And so are instilling those values in successor generations. And I actually believe that as a society, we're wealthy beyond measure, and it's up to us to share what we have with others, because the hospitals, quite frankly, don't treat people based on power, position, or wealth. If you need care, you get the care. And I think that's part of the magic that we all have within ourselves, to share not knowing who might benefit, but that anyone who needs it does. And there was a special group that I got to work with, which were estate donors. And those are the people who decide that they are going to leave all or part of everything they've worked for during their lifetime to the health of others. And I also very strongly believe that when people make that decision, they deserve a relationship with the organization. And so I had the privilege of being able to carry those relationships on. Anyway, I'd just like to thank everyone for showing me the way. I liken it to becoming infected with a giving bug. But unlike most viruses, this one is one I hope none of us recover from. And I'd like to also thank, I didn't mention the third group, and I apologize for that because you're all sitting here, and that is the donors themselves. And it's been through your modeling and your generosity that you have infected me with that giving bug. Thank you very much.
I guess with all this thanks and this self-thanks that we seem to do, I wanted to thank somebody that wasn't mentioned tonight. I want to thank the Government of Ontario, who made a commitment to our hospitals across the whole of the province. I mean, we are experiencing almost $700 million worth of construction in our 3 hospitals in Kingston because of the generosity of the Government of Ontario through their granting system. And I think that needs to be acknowledged. Our governments are behind us, they have limited budgets, and they depend on us. Our hospitals wouldn't exist without the community share. And you folks provide the community share that allows the government to free up that other funding that makes all of this possible. So thank you so very much to all of you and to the Government of Ontario. Now, that's it, folks. Have a wonderful night, have a wonderful summer. Congratulations to everybody, and thank you.